I would definitely have to say that one of the best things about the Star Wars franchise, besides of course the lightsaber duels and the interactions between different characters, is of course the space battles in these movies. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, for the longest time, a lot of people have been wondering about space battles in Episode 9, and we do know that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are really taking it to the next level with this movie when it comes to space battle sequences in Episode 9. Now, what's really good and exciting is that this movie is said to be the darkest film in the sequel trilogy. So like I say, we can expect a lot of losses, a lot of death, and a lot of sacrifices. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with a space battle sequence in this movie. Specifically, a description of a space battle happening over a green planet. This appears to be the final battle, or one, that happens during the middle of the film. Both Lando and Chewbacca are shooting down First Order TIE fighters inside of the Falcon. Another goes over Maz Kanata, Rose, and some new characters on her space pirate ship, taking shots from new First Order ship designs. These designs are similar to the TIE Strikers, except they appear to have 4 wings, 2 on top and 2 on bottom. Another goes over both First Order Star Destroyers crashing into a Resistance cruiser, with all the debris falling down toward the planet and burning through the atmosphere. A cockpit shot of Kylo Ren taking aim at the Millennium Falcon and firing at it, causing some damage to the top of the ship. Kylo Ren firing missiles at a large Resistance weapon that appears to be a ship ramming through a Star Destroyer. This could be the sledgehammer that Leia commands. Now, I really wanted to go over a couple of parts about this because this sounds like a very interesting and action-packed space battle scene in Episode 9 that could very well match up to the one that we saw in Revenge of the Sith, the battle over Coruscant. So with that being said, if we take a look at one of the sequences involving Kylo Ren inside of his cockpit actually taking aim at the Millennium Falcon and firing at it, this lines directly up with what Adam Driver will be filming this month inside of a cockpit set piece, in which he is actually going to be able to do all the different things that we have actually seen in The Last Jedi, except he will be doing them in Episode 9, apparently, against the Millennium Falcon, which is very interesting for sure. As far as this major weapon, this is something that I really wanted to go over for the longest time now. I don't know if you guys heard about the sledgehammer. Now, the sledgehammer was, of course, a super weapon of some kind that belonged to the Resistance during, of course, The Force Awakens. Now, this was an original idea. I believe it was filmed for the movie. It never made it to the final cut, nor did it ever make it to the deleted scenes section on the Blu-ray, which was kind of disappointing. Now, it's actually been said that they will be using that footage from The Force Awakens and actually putting it into Star Wars Episode 9. So basically, we're going to be getting a space sequence from The Force Awakens, or at least a partial sequence, and that'll kind of mesh its way in to the space scenes in Episode 9. Now, this large ship, the Sledgehammer, it's basically a gigantic Resistance cruiser of some kind, just a gigantic ship with a ton of armor at the very front of it that's able to ram right through Star Destroyers and break them into 2. So it's basically, what it's doing is it's able to just plow through armies belonging to the First Order. You know, it can just go right through Star Destroyers, any other ships, and rip it to shreds. Which honestly is very effective, and we have heard before in the past that it can really only be used once. So it can really only, you know, go through one wave of Star Destroyers, and that's it, before the actual ship starts taking a lot of damage. So with that being said, they're going to have to use this sparingly, of course. The other thing that I do want to go over is, you know, of course, Chewbacca and Lando Calrissian working together inside of the Millennium Falcon. Now, this is yet another sequence that I think a lot of fans are really going to love, because this is a great callback to Lando in Return of the Jedi, when he too was inside of the Falcon with Nien Nunb. You know, that's when they went inside of the Death Star, and they destroyed the core, and they did their thing, and they escaped. One of my favorite sequences, absolutely, in the Star Wars franchise. So, to have both, you know, Chewbacca and Lando working together, fighting the First Order, fighting this new enemy in Episode 9, I think is a great thing. I think that this is honestly the best way to do it. This just wraps everything up. You know, we saw how, you know, Chewbacca and Lando had a couple of, you know, problems in Empire Strikes Back. Then they became great friends. And in Return of the Jedi, you know, we see more of that. And that's what I love about, you know, the Star Wars franchise. You do see the, you know, you basically see the evolution of all these different characters, and the fact that we are getting Lando and Chewbacca in the Falcon once again, I can't quite know what to think right now. I mean, I'm just very, very excited to see this. So, anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this space sequence in Episode 9. Does it excite you? Does it sound like something that we saw in Revenge of the Sith? Let me know. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.